this is number 10 from your test review. Remember, this is a factoring problem. It's a little bit disguised, but it's a factoring problem. Our first step here is going to be to deal with this middle term. So this middle term is not in the form that we like. We need a coefficient and our variable, and this is 3 to the x plus 1. But we can undo this exponent situation. Remember, when we're adding or when we're multiplying with like bases, we add exponents. So we can kind of undo this x plus 1 like this, writing it as 3 to the x times 3 to the first. And with multiplication, order doesn't matter, so I'm going to switch that order. So the problem that I'm going to work with is 3 to the 2x plus 3 times 3 to the x minus 4 equals 0. And now I know this is a factoring problem because I have squared, single x, and a constant. So I'm going to let u equal 3 to the x. And substitute. 3 to the 2x becomes u squared. 3 times 3 to the x becomes 3u. And our 4 stays the same. Notice I haven't taken the log of both sides. I haven't done anything with logarithms yet. I'm just substituting and factoring. This factors to u minus 3. I'm sorry. U plus 4, goodness. U plus 4, U minus 1. And then we can set each of those equal to 0. I have U equals negative 4 and U equals positive 1. Now we can use our logarithms. I'm going to substitute back in. We said 3 to the x was the same as u. So 3 to the x equals negative 4. 3 to the x equals positive 1. Now, if you know your exponent rules, you know that we can't ever use an exponent to get a negative number. But if you don't remember that, you can always take the log of both sides and see what happens. If you took the log of both sides, that lets you pull down that x. When you divide both sides by log of 3, and then if you put this in your calculator, log of negative 4 times log of 3, you get an error. It's either, I think it says non-real answer. That's because we can't take the log of a negative number. So over here, 3 to the x equals negative 4 does not give you a solution. 3 to the x equals 1 does give you the solution. The answer is actually x equals 0. I know that without taking the log of both sides because anything to the 0 power is 1. Now, if you don't remember that, if you're in the middle of the test and you're freaking out, go ahead and take the log of both sides. That lets you pull down that exponent. Take the log of both sides, divide by log of 3. And you get x equals log of 1 over log of 3. And when you put that in your calculator, you get x equals 0. On problems like this, you could end up with 2 solutions. You could end up with no solutions at all. You could end up with 1 solution like this. Additionally, you could end up with solutions that are decimal values, not whole numbers. So just keep that in mind as you're working through these.